Good morning, students. Welcome to your science class. I, Gyanti Singh, bring forward the second part of chapter Microorganism, Friend and Foe. Our today's topic is useful and harmful effect of microorganisms. How does milk turn into curd? You add a spoonful of curd to warm milk and leave it overnight. What you are doing is adding spoonful of lactobacillus bacteria to milk. Curd contains bacteria called lactobacillus. It makes copies of itself really quickly and cover the milk into curd. You even need bacteria to make cheese, pickle and other foods. We need bacteria to make the batter of idli and baturas. Making the bread. Carbon dioxide produced make dough rise. Gas bubbles keep bread light and fluffy. The alcohol evaporates off when cooked, making yogurt. Bacteria plus milk give lactic acid. Lactic acid sours and thicken milk, making cheese. Bacteria plus enzyme give cheese. They both work together to clot milk. Now let's discuss fermentation. Fermentation is the chemical transformation of organic substance into simpler compound by the action of enzymes, complex organic catalysts which are produced by microorganisms such as molds, yeast or bacteria. Sugar as a glucose in the absence of oxygen and presence of yeast cell form alcohol which is a ethanol. Students, you can see there are 4 beakers. The first one filled with sugar plus water, second one with yeast plus water and third one is the mixture of all these things. Sugar plus water plus yeast. Fourth one contains all these materials but has been boiled. Is there any difference among all the beakers? The balloon of third beaker has been expanded. Everyone can guess there is a fermentation taking place in the third beaker as CO2 comes along with alcohol. Increase in soil fertility. Some bacteria live in the root of leguminous plants such as pea, beans, gram. These bacteria form root nodules and able to fix atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into suitable form like nitrates. Atmospheric nitrogen cannot be used by the plant as such. The process of fixation of atmospheric nitrogen into suitable form is called nitrogen fixation. Role of microorganism in decomposition, cleaning the environment. Microorganisms like bacteria and fungi are essential for recycling material in the environment. This is done by decomposing dead things to simple chemical inorganic substance. Such microorganisms are thus called decomposers. They include fungi and certain bacteria which live in the soil. These feeds on waste material such as dead plants and animals as well as animal droppings. The inorganic compounds released during decomposition include gases like carbon dioxide, water vapor and minerals. Decomposers in this manner play an important role in maintaining life on Earth. They also clean up the environment by preventing the accumulation of the remaining and waste of living organisms. Microbes cannot be break down waste items like glass bottle, polythene bags and cocoa. So, now let us learn about the role of bacteria in production of antibiotics. Generally, most of us visit to our physician when we are sick. Might have heard about antibiotics which are prescribed as medicine for our sickness. Did you ever think what antibiotics are? Antibiotics are the chemical substance produced by microorganisms such as fungi and bacteria which killed or stopped the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. Can you list out some of the antibiotics you heard so far? Most of us heard about penicillin. Penicillin is an antibiotic produced from the bacterial source. In similar way, streptomycin, chloromycin are all bacterial source of antibiotics. In the medical history, penicillin is the first produced antibiotic. Penicillin is not the product of bacterial, but it is the product of fungus. Penicillin was obtained from a fungus. Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. Bacterial vaccines are made up of bacterial particles that has been killed or inactivated so that they cannot cause any infection. Once the vaccine is injected, your white blood cell respond to it. Your white blood cell make antibodies to the vaccine particles. They can provide you with an increased resistance to the bacterial disease. If you are exposed to the bacterial, then you have already been vaccinated against the antibodies. Antibodies work fast and provide you with better protection. The antibodies will help your immune system to attack the bacteria and kill them. Your risk of getting illness caused by these bacteria is reduced. You will now have a strong resistance to this bacterial disease. Microorganisms are indeed helpful to life. However, there are some microbes which can cause diseases to human, animals or plants. Such disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. A bacteria, a virus, a fungi or other microorganism can be classified as under the term pathogen. Disease-causing microorganism in humans. Pathogen may enter in a body through the water, food or by direct contact with infected person. The disease that pass from infected body to healthy body and cause disease in healthy body called communicable diseases. Airborne diseases. Common cold is a viral infection during sneezing of person suffering from common cold. Fine droplets of moist spread in air, each of which contain thousands of viruses. These viruses may be transferred to healthy body during breathing, causing disease in the body. So, the infected person must use handkerchief while sneezing and the healthy person must be kept away from the infected person. Some other airborne diseases are tuberculosis, which is caused by bacteria, measles, chickenpox, polio, common cold are caused due to viruses. Spreading of airborne diseases can be prevented by keeping the patient in complete isolation and by keeping the things of the patient away. Vaccination at suitable age is also helpful. Waterborne diseases. Cholera, typhoid, polio, hepatitis B are caused due to drinking of water containing pathogen of respective diseases. Cholera and typhoid are bacterial infection, whereas hepatitis B is viral infection. To prevent such diseases, we should maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. We should eat proper cooked food and drink boiled water. Vaccination also helps to prevent waterborne diseases. Delicious, right? And see how many layers it contains. Of course, it would be yummy to eat. What's this? Mold? But the good news, the mold only one part of the bread. So I could just cut them away and be fine, right? Never eat the clean part of moldy bread because there is no such thing as a clean part of moldy bread. That's because mold is a fungus-like mushroom. Caps on the surface is easy enough, but there is a vast network of root called hyphae that you cannot see. Now you think, let's take another bread from the same loaf. Well, that's not such a good idea. Each sporangia releases tens of thousands of spores, so even though you cannot see them, but entire loaf could be infected with fungus. Such a waste is just throw it out in the dustbin.